do something like that.
Are we live?
Oh, we're live.
This is gonna be the biggest live we ever.
Freedom. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. So what are we doing today, boys?
We're bringing the king of the king, my friend. We call him Freedom George. He's the guy with the team that changed me forever. They're the team that changed me. Wow. I don't know
Stacey,
for you, but for me, he changed my life.
I'm excited. I crossed paths with George during the convoy a number of times, I guess, but I didn't really get to this day, man. Like when we hugged, that was unreal for me. It was quite a thing. I was so happy to see him out, and look at that shirt, man.
Out of jail.
Not COVID. Beautiful.
Out of jail, and there's John in the background. So actually, guys, we do have Freedom George here right now, and before we bring him out, we are going to bring him out. Freedom George, he's here right now, backstage in the studio. Before we bring him out for you, we're just going to play a quick little video, show you some stuff.
Mayor Watson, let me just ask you.
Freedom George, coming through. Stand by, Freedom George. Share. Yes! Freedom George is a free man. Yes! Oh my God! George! Yeah, look at my hair standing straight up.
Everybody give George a big hug, guys. He's been in jail for This is a
Love wins. Love wins.
This is a proud patriot of this country. Let's give this man some love.
All right, awesome. Good to see everybody.
Wow.
Thanks for coming, George.
I'm honored.
No problem, boys.
Thank you
I'm
so much for
really
coming
honored.
here today.
That was a pretty emotional moment, I guess, for a lot of people, especially me, getting out at the time there and seeing everybody there to support me get out. So, there's kind of a leak what was going on, of course, so people would know, right?
But what happened to you, George, to my eyes, was unacceptable, was unethical, I was with you guys a good part of the Freedom Convoy that happened in Ottawa. I was beside you for many days, and I can just tell you one thing. You gave your heart, my friend. You gave everything you've got. And this guy was a selfish guy before the convoy. And when it ended, I knew, but way before it ended, you, Pat, and your team has transformed this guy for the better. And I thank you so much for it, my friend. And for everything you did, my friend, I honor you with all my heart.
Well, I'm glad it warms my heart, actually, to hear that come out of your mouth, brother. It's nice knowing that the sacrifice that we did make changed people, for the better. Obviously, there's people at Ottawa.
Thank you so much.
For the worst,
I have no words.
You got a lot. What do you think of Daisy?
Oh man, yeah. That's pretty moving stuff. I mean, I know, like you say, everyone kind of kind of been through some stuff. But like for me, I've been down in it a lot, and I crossed paths with you. But before you got out, I hadn't really met you. But I mean, I always thought when things were hard for me, man, like there's people like thought of you and how you were doing it, and like you're doing it right. And I mean, I also wear this around my neck, you know, and getting out and seeing you in that shirt and being a part of that was something that was pretty special to me after being through it. I've been in Ottawa I was there the whole convoy, been in Ottawa doing this thing that I'm doing since. So that I felt pretty blessed to be there. I was there when Pat got out too, and Tamara. So, I mean, it kind of made me feel like part of the family, and it's just thankful to be there.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what it is. It's a family now. It's the Freedom family. Yeah. So, I mean, we need to stick together. I know you're still rocking it down there. You know, I wish I lived closer. I really do, but
Totally understand.
I mean, I got to be careful anyways till December 15th. Right?
Stay where you are, my friend.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna
Yeah.
stay in Alberta.
Don't worry, we'll take care of it. We'll do it.
You earned it, man. You know, spend the time in that beautiful land and with your beautiful family, and that's exactly what you should be doing, I think. So
Let's go.
yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah. Man, so heartfelt, eh? No, barely any yelling, all this manly love.
Yeah, lots of man love. Yeah, that's all good. Well, it's a change, boys. It's a change. Yeah. I got lots of female love, and you know, I've been asked to get married a few times and whatnot, this and that. But obviously, I'm not going down that path anytime soon, or maybe not even ever again. I've been married once, right? So
Yeah.
What about you there, Patriot Smoothie?
Oh, are you asking if I'm married? No.
No.
You're asking me what I'm doing? Well, just like everybody else, man, I got pulled into the whole thing.
Yeah.
I started just protesting. I know you guys have been going at it for a really long time. Seeing you guys get arrested, go through the process, go to trial, where you did an agreement. But good for you, because you got out and you didn't really need to be in there in the first place. It wasn't okay.
Yeah. See,
But you got out. You did a long time in OCDC. That's a notorious facility.
You spent time in there? Sorry.
No.
No.
I hope not.
You know, I only spent about a month in there total, I guess, or not even, I guess, because then they moved me over to Quinte, right? To Napanee.
Okay.
So I was in there for 3 weeks or something, and then they transferred me, which was really scary. I got to tell you, that was probably the scariest part of it all, because all of a sudden at 9 a.m, they come and open my cell and said, we're moving you. And I said, where? And they said, wait, I don't know, another jail. And I thought that was it. I'm like, uh-oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first thing that come to my mind. And, you know, everything for the next, you know, the whole ride almost, until we got to the other jail, and they were actually checking me into another jail, not taking me wherever, you know.
Oh yeah, no, thank God.
So that was the scariest part of it all. But you know, I took that mischief charge because my lawyer said that's the one. I just want
to interrupt here. Are you allowed to speak about any of this?
Oh
yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Part of the reason I took it too. But
okay.
I took that charge because I had the truckers had asked me, a certain trucker, I won't say his name, asked me to go on my live and get him to blow the horns during the injunction, during the Jericho March. So from 1 to 107 that day, we blew the horns for 7 minutes. And so I was inciting mischief when I did that. And my lawyer, which is a very expensive lawyer, I just went for the best, and it cost a lot of money, but I wasn't messing around. It wasn't whatever. I had to pay my mom back, you know. And he said, you know, all these other charges are BS, but this one charge, they do have this on you because you did do this during the injunction, right? And he said, we could go through all the trials and stuff, and you might end up with that charge anyways. And you owe me $100,000, or you can get out like soon, and you could go on social media and you could do whatever you want. You'll just have to have a peace, you know, keep the peace. And I'm like, sold.
Yeah.
Sold.
But again,
I mean, you
were making noise, my friend.
Yeah.
You were only making noise.
Yeah.
What was
get
that
that.
about making noise saying wake up PM? Because guess what? You're sleeping, my friend. We've been here for 21 days and you don't even have the decency to sit down with us and just talk at least. At least have a
Yeah.
talk. You're
And-
the PM, lo.
And we've been at it for a while. We already went through something like this, Pat and I, and a whole bunch of us at the legislature in Edmonton.
Yeah.
You know, at this time last year, we actually occupied the Edmonton legislature with 5 teepees and 20-some tents and a whole
With
kitchen
teepees.
and everything. And on the 22nd, I believe, I'd have to look again, there's when they come and raided us there too. No different than over there.
Nice. Yeah, we got an anniversary now almost.
Yeah.
There's a couple
So at this
anniversaries.
time last year, we were occupying. So we've done a lot in a year, and they never come and spoke to us there neither. Not one politician, nobody, nothing.
That's all we really want, right? That's why I really want just to talk, because they shove us in the dark and they force all these things on us and they don't give anyone a voice. It's like, what are you going to do? You walk around for an hour and they look at you and they laugh from the window. So it's like, you know, you got to think of things that you could do differently, not trying to hurt other people, but to try to say, listen, we're suffering here. People are losing everything. You need to do something differently. Right?
Yeah,
I
I
think-
totally agree. You know, we were doing it peaceful. Yeah, we were loud, but that was the whole point, right? Like, are you listening? or can you hear us?
Yeah.
But
Can you
again-
hear me now, Trudeau?
But again, you know it, and I know it. If you would have sit down or at least just have a discussion, because you guys weren't not asking much. The only thing you were asking is try to say the mandates, the obligation to have this. If I don't believe in it, it's my body, my choice. At the end, let me live my life. Don't judge me because I'm not like you. I don't believe like you, and we need to continue on doing the right thing. You understand? It's just about this. I'm not getting into it because they're gonna censor us. Look. I'm just saying basically what it is. Look. Okay? And I saw you guys on stages. I saw you guys speak to the people. There was no aggression. There was no kind of, oh, do this or do. It was all take care of one another. Care for one another, hug one another, kiss one another, support one another. Those were the speeches you guys did for many days in a row. I was like I say, I admire so much you and Pat. I had a bond from the beginning. I was like, okay, I'm going to these two guys and I'm hanging out. At the beginning, Pat was like, hey man, what the hell are you doing? Like, I was almost like a little guy that wants to get in the group, but not from the group.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Like,
So what do you think, George?
What do I think about what?
About what he's saying? He's saying a lot of stuff there. He's saying joining the family.
Yeah. No, we were exactly that. And many citizens from Ottawa, which you'll never see in this inquiry, were happy that we were there. We're coming down there. We're hugging us. We're crying on our shoulders, grown men, saying, please don't leave. Please don't leave. Don't ever leave. You've changed everything here. The energy's different. We feel safe here now. The streets are clean, and there was no violence ever.
Zero.
Yeah, the only violence that was ever done, I never seen any with my own eyes.
You were inside.
But if they had any, it definitely wasn't anybody from the convoy, right? It was them doing their photo shoots and everything else to
Well, and John and I are both from Ottawa, so like I've lived in and around Ottawa my whole life, and I actually lived basically a Bank in Nepean area. So like when the truck started coming across the country, I've been locked down in downtown, man. I'm from the country, like prefer the country, I've been locked downtown in a little bunker for a year, and the trucks came, man. It was hope. And then they surrounded, like they came in, man, right down beside me. And like, okay, great. This is my new home. This is amazing, So I was there all the time. There was a place I could do kind of video, warm up a bit, go back out and help, and go out at night, and like it was unreal. It was fantastic as an Ottawa resident. And all the large crowds, like I knew tons of people that were calling me constantly asking if they could come down, whatnot, how to get there. And many, many, many of the people that weren't the truckers were just Ottawa people and from the suburbs and whatever, all flooding in, and then from all over camp. People were coming from everywhere at the end.
Yeah, for sure. You know, after the first week, and they seen that the second week really ramped up there, right? So,
how do you feel being in all the history book coming later about Canada? You, Pat, and everybody, you're gonna make the history of Canada. You started something so big. I don't think you realize how big this movement is today compared to what it was.
I totally realize how big it is. I'm just quite humble about it. I know everyone calls me a hero and that, and yes, you know, I am a Canadian hero, or you know, even maybe around the world and stuff. But I'm very humble about it and that, and you know, I'm just waiting for the next calling, the next big thing, and you know, conditions are not. If it's go time, it's go time, right? Like this is exactly what Ottawa was. It you know, let me tell you a story about, you know, how things kind of went down, even with the legislature in Edmonton, and how the Spirit's working through me, and God's using me in certain ways at certain times. I woke up the morning, one morning, and I was literally just crying like a little baby, and I didn't understand what was going on, and I was kind of freaked out about it. And I opened up my phone, and there was Pat King on his way to the legislature by himself. And I'm like, there it is. And I went and I told my dad I'm leaving, and I packed up a whole bunch of stuff, tents and everything in my pickup. And I said, I don't know when I'm going to be back. I said, but I have to do this. And I just left, and I went there, and we stayed there. That
I couldn't be more proud, my friend. Like, yeah, it's hey, wow,
and then basically Ottawa too, you know, it was I was like, oh boy, and then of course Pat's like, you gotta come, man, and I'm like, well, maybe. I knew I was gonna go, but I was kind of like, yeah, maybe. And then of course Owen was staying with me at the time, right, my buddy Owen, and he was a big part of everything too. God bless that man. And it was just like, all right, we got to go. This is our calling, you know. And we packed everything up again. And like, I had the tools, and I had everything to help fix trucks and air compressors and tire kits and whatever I could throw in the truck to go, right. And we just went. That was it. Like, I had just started a log hauling job, and I said, you know, I'll be back in like 3 or 4 weeks. Turned out to be 5 months. So, but and Owen,
it was not supposed to arrive.
Owen, I think he worked like 1 or 2 days at his new job up here, and he's like, I got to go to Ottawa.
On the move.
You know, it's just when you know, and and it's gonna come again. And when the calling comes, boys, I'll be wherever I need to be.
Yeah, and it seems like you just got to have faith in that. And for me, I very much felt the same way. Like, I took a weird road to get here. We don't need to get into all of it or whatever. But, I mean, I very much felt like I was exactly where I was supposed to be, and still am. And like you say, you for, you know, it's kind of weird for people like for me, I didn't really know you then. And, like, you're a pretty big figure. And, like, but I met you coming out, and you're man. And you're completely humble. Like, that's why it's easy to talk to you like it is now, and we can just talk like a couple of people, because that's what we are. We're all playing our roles. We all help in different ways, and like you say, when the call comes or it's go time, I'll go.
And you know, I think the call comes in different ways. I think there's different ways that works. Like there's different levels of that. There's people involved in their community, people making different changes on different places in different ways. It's not just a convoy in Ottawa. It's a bunch of different things. You know, it's
and they all matter. They all matter.
Church, we tried to help, and it backfired big time. That's a place where we tried, but it really hurt. Like, people didn't believe in us because we were a little bit too much convoy. They said, oh, no, we're not helping them. We're not part of this. We're not part, and that's what destroyed the church, basically, idea about building a new church. But
yeah,
we tried.
You're gonna get a lot of that because they've turned it into something that it wasn't, right? And a lot of people believe that. A lot of people are falling for the, you know, and they take the little clips out of everything, like they did in all the evidence they had against me when I was going through my bail hearings, which was all just complete BS. It was just our videos all kind of clipped together, this and that. And I'm like,
Okay.
what is this? Like,
I had so much video
Someone's
of
TikTok.
you, my friend. I had so much video beside you with Pat and everything, and they all, screw it around. Then I post a video from one end to the other. Then it discriminate all their videos, and people were flipping out. Hey, what is this? I'm like, that's the truth. What you have is a lie, and what we produce is the truth, and people couldn't believe it almost.
So I need to people in chat. So the Emergencies Act inquiry happening
today.
right now, that's not going to result in any kind of determination of any kind. They're not going to be making a statement of guilt. They're not going to be making a statement of not guilt. They're just collecting statements. They're going to make policy recommendations, but they've said they're not making a declaration. This isn't going one way or the other. They're sticking to the middle of the road on their statements. So I thought it was.
I was under the impression it was to figure out if he had grounds to actually put in the emergency act.
Ideally, yes, but unfortunately, on day one, the commissioner said corrected the record that's not what it's about. That it's not going to make that kind of deterministic statement. I think is the language he used.
Yeah, it's a truth-finding mission in theory, but I mean it's a lot of we've been streaming it live like 9 hours.
We've gotten a lot of good things from it.
Like,
we learned a lot of things, man.
Yeah, it is pretty enlightening actually, but it's rough. It's a rough day.
To my eyes, I'm going to tell you one thing. These guys raised me to be one thing, is to defend your person as peacefully as you can get it. Okay, my friend? And they've been there and they got stepped on and almost beat by the police. Hey, when you get out of your hotel and everything, you were always followed. And, it was a big stress for these guys. But again, we need to do this. If this commission arrives with nothing, and they get out with their hands clean, and these guys has put their life on the line. They've been in jail for 5, 6, 7 months, and we gonna accept that as Canadian? No, I'm not accepting this. If there's no valuable reason for them to have implanted that Measures Act, my friend, all the truck that's got destroyed, all the lives that's been affected and everything, at the end, there's no, I'm washing my hands clean and thank you, bye-bye, and the Canadian people say yes. I do not believe in that. I believe that people, if there's no charge and if all the truth comes out, these guys won't be criminalized, first of all, and the charge they have and what they've been through is going to be recompensed because they didn't have to go there, because nothing bad was happening in Ottawa, and these guys paid the price. And that's why I'm fighting today, is for these guys that gave everything they've got. I've seen them many days and they didn't stop. There's nothing that they didn't do. Okay, and
yeah, we were all over the place for sure.
You're a person I look at. When you look at your older, sometimes in life, or people you admire, you're one of the people. Pat is one, and brother. All your team is one. And I really respect what you did. And believe me, I'll fight till the end for you guys, because what you did.
Thanks, brother. Thanks. I truly believe that if they do, they're not going to make any decisions or anything, but I mean, what is the whole point of this thing then? When are they going to make it? When are they going to make a decision on whether it was the right thing to do it to invoke that emergency act, right? Like,
so I'll read this to you.
What they're supposed to be doing.
I'll just read this statement here to clarify. Quote, the purpose of the commission is to examine the circumstances that led to the emergency being declared and the measures taken to deal with it. That will include looking into the evolution of the convoy. I'm quoting Toronto Star right now. That will include looking into the evolution of the convoy protest, the impact of funding and disinformation, the economic impact of the blockades, as well as the efforts of the police and other agencies both before and after the declaration. It doesn't at any point say that they're going to make a statement of fact saying,
but it doesn't say
Prime Minister was not justified in his use of the Emergencies Act. They're not going to be making that kind of statement. They're going to release policy changes recommendations, and from what I understand, they're not going to be making a blanket statement like Trudeau was or was not justified more or less.
But the lawyers after that could use these things to maybe put
Yeah,
other
it's
things
on the
in
record.
action, no?
it's hard
at
to say
least
how it can be used.
People are under
We don't
oath and
know
on the
because it's
record.
not
So
the end yet.
there is
you know what I'm
truth in
hearing?
that.
You know what I'm hearing is they're covering their ass and they're
Yeah.
going to be just walking away,
More or
wiping their
less.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, for sure. This
But
isn't an
George,
accountability
We got so many
for anyone,
proof.
unfortunately.
I got so much videos. We've been there 18 hours a day. Me, you, Pat, everybody, like on and on and on and on and on. At the end, I have so much stock that they can, when they look at it, like today, the video that they say, oh, there's tons of trucks that bothers all the city. Listen, I pass on the 4th day, 5th day saying, hey, look at the parking there's here on Wellington. Grab the trucks, put them here. Instead of disturbing all your society, you'll only disturb the one close to Wellington. At the end, they could have did that. They didn't. Why? Because they wanted everybody to get pissed at I don't know what. No. But we had tons of parking down Wellington from one end to the other. We could have fit almost all the trucks.
Yeah, we had trucks and cars and everything everywhere. There was definitely not enough room on Wellington for everyone. But
down the S Jam the other way.
Yeah, S Jam. You know, I was over there too, quite a bit. We checked that out, and then Coventry as well. We tried to get to these places every day and go and see the people.
You did.
And, give them hope and stuff. Once in a while, we had to take a break and actually just like not go anywhere. And we were staying in Gatineau actually, so which was a safe place for us because we didn't do anything in Quebec, right? Yeah. But as soon as we crossed that bridge,
how difficult was it to get across?
Oh, easy.
Well, it was fairly easy to get across at the time. It wasn't easy at the end though.
No, at the end it was almost impossible.
Yeah, it took a long time. When I come back in the last night, and of course I was out. I had stayed there all for so long. I was drenched. One of my friends, she got me back to Gatineau, got me out of there, and I had something to eat, and I laid down and I passed out for about 4 hours, maybe between 4 and 5 hours, and I just sprung up out of bed and I looked at my phone and there were still people down there on the streets. I ran downstairs and a guy was staying there with his sister, I won't no names, and I said, take me back. I said, there's still people in there. And they're like, really? And I'm like, yeah. I said, there's still people in there. I said, I gotta go back.
That's what you told me at the war museum, the war statue. I met you. You were alone. I don't know where was Pat. You were alone, filming, doing your lives, and you told me, no, I can't leave. I'm like, let's go. We're gonna go at my place. I don't care. Let's go. He's like,
yeah,
no,
that was
I'm sticking here till everybody's out.
That was before. Yeah, I just couldn't take it anymore, so I went to get some rest, right? And then, I think it all had to happen because if I didn't come back in with my friend, and they would have got me in Ontario anyways, and they would have got my truck and all my stuff, and I probably would never have got any of that stuff back, right? They would have, I wouldn't even known, and I'd have been like, oh, okay, convoy's over, Pat's in jail, I gotta get back to Alberta or whatever, and I would have tried to leave Ontario, and they would have nailed me anyways, and then took all my stuff, right? So
silver linings, eh?
Yeah. So my truck was safe, and it ended up being worked on, and another story about my truck. I was at registries a few days ago, and the lady said, do you know the cops called here because of your truck and the registration? And I was like, what cops? They said, well, the Ontario cops. And they said, how is it possible that Mr. Billings got registration put on his truck? He's in jail. He was in jail at the time. And of course, this lady knows me. It's a pretty small town. She goes, this is Alberta. Anybody can come down and get this paper and get registration. She's like, no, that's illegal. And she just said, oh, no, here's the phone number. Go ahead and call it. So they were doing anything to jam me up, right?
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
No lengths these people go. Unbelievable, eh?
Wow.
Yeah.
You're obviously not a
They
scary,
give them
crazy,
the
dangerous
rights of
person that
anything.
needs to be locked away.
I'm a mastermind.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy, eh?
Like-
You are really hot. It's good. It's nice and easy
I
to talk
do
to you. Just
whatever
you're
they
clearly
want.
just a guy. Another
one is I haven't checked this out yet, but
Yeah.
they phoned immigration, even the cops, and told them I was in jail and stuff, and then my passport was going to be taken away.
So you
I
can't.
don't even know if my passport's any good. I'm not going anywhere anyway.
Well, I know. That's unreal, eh? Well, that
No,
was.
they were
I
doing
mean,
whatever they could, yeah, to jam
the
me up.
Ottawa cops. The Ottawa
they're
homicide detective flew across the country to get Tamara on a bail on what they called a bail violation.
Yeah, but I think for
Hey,
the for
it was
charges
for
and
an
stuff,
award.
it's pretty standard for them to do that.
Yeah, I think they do that.
For the passport is pretty standard operations for
Yeah,
that part.
that's
I
Anyway.
guess a lot of this is it's kind of
Sure.
like the process is the punishment, right? Like it's not about necessarily like what you're punishing and like what you ended up doing. You know that you went home and you went to your family, but going through this whole process, that was way more punishment, and it was like an example, like look what we're going to do to this person, and then what if what can we do about it?
And that's the whole thing. That's what they want to do, right? And they're still using that. Oh, he did mischief, like whatever. I was being mischievous, whatever. I was teaching people how to get by roadblocks, and I was having fun. I was jumping over curbs and
You're gonna
meridians.
play to
We were
win.
going and finding cops. Like found out the
Go there,
center,
jump
and,
there,
like,
pass there, climb there, hide behind this.
right, let's go do a convoy at the airport. Like, I was just having fun too. I was just right in my glory. I didn't even think anything about getting arrested. Not at all.
No.
Either. That's
I
the
mean,
thing.
at that
Like,
point, I
so
mean,
peaceful, you saw the
there must have been
cops
some sentiment.
up,
Especially
down, up,
later
down.
on, maybe.
There must have been
Like
some
for me, the
sentiment
first
that, hey, listen,
like it was only later on that things kind of started to. For a while, it was just like pure ecstasy, a lot of hard work and cold, but like pure ecstasy.
Yeah.
I didn't
I was
experience any of
pumped
that
with on adrenaline. I didn't feel pain or hunger for like 2 weeks.
No,
Yeah.
me neither.
because I was only ever there at night, so I
I
missed a lot of the jovialness. It was just like work at night. I was just
Yeah, night was hard.
shopping carts, basically, is how I like to call it.
Night was hard.
Bringing up
Or
my own
after
little
2
buggy with the
years,
like water
after
bottles
2
and stuff.
years of jam inside, you're in a house and you're jam inside for 2 years almost, confinement and this lockdown, and we arrived there. Suddenly we lived because
Yeah, we're free.
2 years we didn't live, but for the first time in 2 years we were living and we were hugging and we were kissing and we were like, hey, caring
Yeah.
for one another. Hey, it felt a feeling, my friend. Wow. And when I saw you guys and the speech and the people react, I was like, woo, I'm in heaven.
Yeah. Well, it sent a ripple around the world, right? We sent a vibration. We sent a huge vibration across the world.
You changed the world completely to my eyes. To my eyes, if you would
Right,
say
so-
something, you would change the world completely. You, Pat,
And it wasn't.
Tamara,
You got it. Like we had a big part in it, but it goes right down to a person helping serve coffee.
Yeah.
Everybody helped change the world when they were there. It to independent social media people, to people bringing gas in, to just somebody waving a flag even and just being a number down there.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Like coming across the country, when you see those little kids in the ditch and stuff at 30, 40 below 10, 11 o'clock at night waiting for the convoy to come through, like, you're doing something right. He's waving a FU Trudeau flag.
Your little misogynist girl. Take that. Yeah, that's very much how I see it too. Like it's every bit of it matters. Like it's all a chain, and if you take out the links, like the thing's done. But like, and for me, like there's times where like, man, I'm getting attacked, I'm exhausted, whatever, like attacked by trolls, and like one comment will come through, and that'll make a difference for me, man.
Yeah.
And it very much matters how you frame it, right? Like if I pay attention to the negative, like there's a lot of things I could get lost in, but there's still tons of good, and that's important to focus on that. And there's so many people working together, and without them, like none of this crazy miracle could have happened.
No, it took everybody. Come like look at the people feeding everyone coming across the country. Like Owen and I had TikTok going pretty much coming across the whole country. I never used TikTok, so he started an account or whatever, and we had TikTok going live off the front of the truck, and it was just amazing. We had wires everywhere and boosters. And people are throwing pizzas in the window, and by the time I got to Ottawa, I just had like a box full of windshield washer fluid and garbage.
Yeah.
Had to clean up the truck. It was something that you'll never forget. It will go down in history. It already is, and we just got to be happy to be Canadian. We just have to, people are watching.
Absolutely.
People are watching, and if we can do this without any violence, then we win.
Yeah,
right?
And
Then we truly win.
We
But
already win.
That's how
we didn't
at
win
the same
something,
time,
but
though,
we
like,
win something. We woke
Canada-
up Canada completely.
there's lots of people out there that are ready if the time comes, when push comes to shove. Like, these people need to understand that too. We're doing this peacefully as long as we can. But then imagine.
At some point, you might have to flip the table, though.
At some point, push comes to shove, man. And I don't want to see it. Seriously.
No.
Oh well, you know what? That's a hot potato of a topic there. That's a bomb of a topic there.
Hey, don't say that word, John.
Yeah, that's, we got trouble with that word before. So, but
Are you the
gotta-
double agent? Yeah. No, but I know exactly what you mean. Peaceful doesn't mean harmless.
No, mate. Again, when you saw some people on their knees, George, you were inside, you didn't really see this, but people were on their knees saying, you want a hug like this, and you got people coming in like this to take them out. At the end, you look at this and you're like, in Canada, did I change?
I was there for that.
Like, at the end, I was like traumatized, because whatever all you guys has created was something like, you never went to a party where it was that clean. You never went nowhere where people took care of the place so much that you couldn't find nothing on the floor, not even a little piece of paper almost that you could find on the floor.
They took care of each other.
Out. At the end, it was, like, Terry Fox have ton of flowers, candles, cards. Hey, like, at the end, what you created and the people followed you. The image you gave was clean, respectful, kindness, love, share. Like, this movement has continued even when you left. What you have.
Well, it's good. I'm glad.
Go ahead, Drew.
I'm glad that Ontario, Quebec, and stuff are really rallying now, because Alberta's been at it for quite a while.
Yeah.
And it was discouraging for quite some time when how small the rallies were and stuff. But you still go, and I paint my face up. This sign right here, this was the day after I had my awakening. I just started painting this sign, and like, I can't be proven wrong so far. If anybody put freedom on the side of their truck before I did, or started painting themselves up and started screaming freedom before me, because I was down at the ledge, and the spirit really took over me there, and I was telling everybody, you're all going to be screaming freedom. Everybody's going to be doing it. You just
and
wait,
you were right.
And yeah, I was, because I had a vision, and I didn't know it was Ottawa, but when Ottawa happened, that was it, right? Like,
Clear,
and then of course, let's go. That really stuck too.
dude. Yeah.
It was time to go.
It's kind of like, for me, it's like so ingrained in me. It's kind of disconnected from where it came from now, but like it's still used everywhere, man. Everywhere.
Freedom and let's go.
Yeah.
For a month, I couldn't sleep. I hear it in my butt.
It's gonna be part of it's part of Canadian vernacular now.
Let's go.
Ever since the end of the convoy, we here in Ottawa have been going. Some people like SG every day, other people every weekend. And it's been continuous. They've been peaceful, but they've been present. So when those MPs go to work, they got to see them. They're there. They're peaceful. They're not disturbing them. They're not blocking them. They're not threatening them. But they are reminded that people have been hurting. That's why we all came to Ottawa, right? Because people were lost everything. They had no choice.
And all the people that are traumatized and whatever conditions they have because the trucks were there. Well, I wish they would just kind of think of the rest of the people in the country and how many other people are actually hurting, and that why we were there. And these people had a choice to come out of their house. They didn't have to be scared. You can't watch the news and you could come out of your house and come and see people. And it just you know, I was just listening to some of that inquiry there a few days ago when it started, and I just turned it off. I was like, wow.
I hear what you're saying. But people are on the opposite spectrum of that as well. And we got to remember that our fellow Canadians are never the enemy, in the sense that, like, a lot of people have been traumatized and seriously hurt these last few years, and they're going to express it differently, right? Like we, as an unvaccinated, as somebody who's not in the club, you know, we've denied employment, denied services, denied access to businesses, lost family. But in the other sense of these people, some of them are so terribly scared, like it's hard to even understand their mindset, and they're going to turn that fear into anger, and when two angries meet, it just makes more anger. So we got to take ourselves out of it sometimes and understand that our fellow Canadians are all traumatized.
It's not their fault, right? They were that fear was put into everybody, and they were coerced to take certain things and do certain stuff, and it's really not their fault. And you know, that's why it's important for everyone to just communicate. It's important for these people that are hurting so bad to come out and speak and just listen. It's okay to listen. It's okay to have different opinions, but it's not okay to just say, "Oh, you're wrong, I'm right." Rah, 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 and walk
that gets
away.
nowhere.
That doesn't work, you know.
When you think about it that way and you frame it that way too, you approach it from a position of compassion and empathy and caring and love, right? You don't want, it's not your enemy, man. It's, you know, and even if someone is, you don't want them to be your enemy. You want love shine love, you know.
Well, we want them to be healthy, and we want them to be, you know, part of Canada, and we want everyone to be happy, and you know, we want to end all this stuff.
Yeah,
exactly.
Done to us.
We all don't have to agree either, you know.
We have to recognize that a lot of people aren't going to be happy. A lot of people aren't going to accept our position, and a lot of us aren't going to accept their position. There's going to be an impasse, but we have to find a way to be civil about that, for sure.
And agree to some certain fundamental basics. Like there has to be a baseline that we can agree on. Like we all agree that murder is wrong. We don't need to dig in, but like there should be some type of plan somewhere that we can get where we have a universal base.
Still boiling over, like here in Ottawa, the temperature's still really high. It never really quite simmered down all the way. There's people who are this close to snapping. Like the temperature needs to come down here. We've had, you know, there was an incident this weekend. Like there's
temperature always every week we got stone thrown at us and things like that. But at the end, it's okay. Yeah, I accept the choice I did in life. You know, I don't regret my choice. What I decided to do with my body, it's my choice, and I accept it at the end. And if everybody can accept their choice, it's their thing. By the end, if they put something without having any knowledge into their, you know, think about it twice. Oh, maybe it's not, you know, and I'm just leaving it up to that. But at the end, making some studies and knowing a couple of things may help you at the end. And
studies or not, you know, it's your choice to do what you want and to put whatever you want in your body. It's your choice. But it's not your choice to make somebody lose their job because they don't want to take something that you took.
Exactly.
That's where we need to have the understanding, for sure.
Yeah, that's right. You want to do that, that's okay. I don't want to do that, and that's also okay.
Exactly.
And, you know,
these things used to be accepted.
The evidence is out. The evidence is coming out.
The evidence is out. It is.
Yeah, it's coming out more and more. You know, it's just
it's so unbelievable.
A lot of the people are going to have a hard time. They don't want to look at it.
Yeah.
They don't want to see it, and until it really affects them in whatever way, they're not going to even look. They just won't. They won't admit they're wrong. You know, and a lot of them are scared.
Exactly.
I'm not getting my third anymore because of what's going on. But they're scared of the two that they have already. And they're terrified. They don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. People feel betrayed. They feel betrayed, coerced, all kinds of things. And I mean, waking up to these things is not a sudden like, oh, everything is done. Like it's a process for sure.
And at the same time, some people, I'm sorry, I have to take the devil's advocate position in this, just because there's four of us here. I feel a big reason that Ottawa happened is because millions of Canadians were denied any kind of voice. So I'm just taking a little bit of a basic. I'm sorry if I'm being a little adversarial here in any kind of way, but
It's all good.
what I'm trying to say. So in this perspective, I want to say that there's going to be millions of Canadians who will never agree with us, who will always believe that what they did is the right thing, and that it maybe not necessarily on the public health policy wise. Some of them will, but for sure for their own medical decisions. And of course, we can all agree that freedom goes both ways.
Yes,
That they have the freedom to choose.
100%.
We have the freedom to choose, but we need to stop imposing on each other for sure, especially when the evidence, like we've said, doesn't support it, right?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Exactly.
Yeah.
At all. So
Yeah.
we're never going to reach everyone.
No,
Look,
and
Not
hey,
even close.
that's
I think that's
democracy,
also important
guys.
to understand that there is a group of people like I wouldn't say no one is savable, but there are a group of people that they're pretty out there.
Yeah,
Or they just hold different opinions.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
If they
the
believe in
strategies
it,
here.
it's their choice at the end. It's their body, their choice.
And
Do
it's our
whatever you
body,
want
our
with it.
choice.
That's it, mate.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
My body, my choice. At the end, I want my body, my choice. That's it. The rest, it's up to them. If you believe in it, grab it. I don't have any problem. It's your choice. I don't live with it. It's not my problem. But at the end, my body, my choice. When I couldn't go buy a 2x4 at the end, no, we have a serious issue with our country.
I lost work.
Couldn't go in,
My
buy
income
a
got split in
2x4.
half. Every week, my job would email me and ask me, "Did you get it yet?" Every single week. They weren't firing me, but every single week I was getting an email. "Did you get it yet? Did you get it yet? Did you get it yet?" And I noticed my income went from this to this. It was literally cut in half because I lost all the opportunities I depended on at work to make ends meet. So yes, I wasn't fired, but I might as well have been in many ways. And
effectively,
also
right.
constant every week getting reminded, and I'm very clear that I'm not getting it. But every week I'm getting the same question.
Yeah.
You know, people are asking. We need to know. People are asking every week the same question, the same answer. So yes, we've all been through a lot.
Yeah,
A lot.
and that just coercing you, it's just it's like the analogy I like to use is they're just slowly taking your freedom away. And so you're a dog on a chain, and your chain is 20 feet long. Every single week they take one link out of the chain. By the time 20 weeks is up or whatever it takes to get to the short chain, you're sitting on the deck looking around and everything's normal because they just take a little bit away at a time, right?
Slow frog.
And you just get used to it, right? And all of a sudden you're sitting there, the short little chain with no freedom. So
Not with what you trained me to be, George. This guy, no more chain, no more nothing.
Yeah.
Quite
Good
freedom
luck.
and
And just-
quite loud in Ottawa. I don't know if you know, but I'm a beast when it comes to this.
Good.
No, mate. And I thank you because at the end, I'm a beast, but I'm a peaceful beast. I'm a honest beast. I'm a respectable beast. Till you respect me, I'll respect you. The day you come and trash on me, I won't be violent, but I'm gonna throw a couple of defense on my side too. It's just the way it is, and I thank you so much, George.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for
I
everything
thank
you've
you
done
so
over the last
much.
years.
Like
The sacrifices.
it's been hard, my friend, but I thank you from the most deepest part of my heart, and I'm telling you, thank you so much for what
you're
you
welcome,
did.
bud. You're welcome. And it has been really hard. It's taken a toll on my family. It's taken a toll on my finances.
Yeah.
It's taken on me and Pat's friendship. Like we're basically, until he's done court and whatever happens there, like we can't even speak at all. It's
That's unbelievable, eh?
Yeah, that's that really, they know it hurts us. But
Yeah,
they also know how powerful it is, when the three amigos get back together, me, Pat, and Owen there, and we end up doing something. So,
Yeah.
And Pat, George, you said that at a moment's notice, people are ready to go. And I would just want to say a few things. I think Ottawa was a once in a lifetime thing. I think that it was the result of 2 years of being in a pressure cooker. So the people of Ottawa, they don't need to have. There's no realistic. This will never, like in that regard, will never happen like that again. And they don't need to.
They don't need to
Like you have to understand that some people were genuinely horrified by what happened. They didn't align, and they experienced a lot of the emotional trauma that some of us might have, in some ways.
Yeah.
So whenever they hear insinuations that It's happening again. It's like a lot of the things that we went through in some ways with the same kind of emotions in different applications. So that's one thing. The other thing is, I don't think the political capital for the circumstances that led to Ottawa will happen for a very long time. I think we're hearing rumblings and stuff right now. The political capital doesn't exist for that. There's not enough people to get with it. The bank is empty.
That's your opinion, though, but
we've maintained our presence here in Ottawa, like doing our peaceful presence every weekend, just ragtag, no organization. We've kept it up. People across the country, Niagara, Toronto, they've all kept it up. Alberta, because we recognize that at any time they could have just turned around and went backwards. And that wasn't an acceptable outcome in the sense that they're going to see us out protesting, exercising our rights that people died for, right?
Exactly.
That's it.
And we have to just keep that up and just go, but in what I was kind of referring to there is, if they lock everybody down again,
no way.
If they try and pull this again,
no way.
That's when people are going to not be so peaceful anymore.
Yeah,
that's kind of where I was going
or not cooperative.
I want everyone to be peaceful, but I can't control everyone. I'm not.
No. But at the end,
control me. So
and you know what?
I'm scared. I'm worried about them pushing more, and then people reacting.
I think a lot of people underestimate just how powerful peaceful noncompliance is. The state responds to violence with violence. The state is equipped for violence with violence. And unless you're talking
but they also did violence with peace there. We were peaceful.
Exactly.
But what did that get them? What did that get them? A national inquiry. It damaged the prime minister like nothing. It damaged the prime minister like nothing ever in his entire political career.
It had to happen.
It had to happen, right?
So
yeah. And the world had to see it. We had to, it had to happen all exactly how it had to happen. It's one of these things that you can't possibly understand or see it at first. But now looking back, it all had to happen this way. It was a spark that caught and spread around the world, literally.
Okay, but you guys are talking like it's over already. It's not.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No. Canada is
getting old. They need to move on. We need to move on, I think, with life.
We need to
play the same song.
The rallies and all that stuff is awesome. The awareness, being there, showing the people that working in Parliament that we're still there and we're not giving up in that. But it's what's happening behind the scenes, and the people that have the power in the courtrooms, and the good judges and the good lawyers, and the ones that are actually on our side. Those are the guys that are stepping up now. Right.
I hope so.
A lot of the groundwork, the street work, guys like me, guys like Patch, and like you guys, we're doing our work. We've done our work, and we're going to continue doing our work. We need these other people that can do it legally.
Bad news.
You said a special right now.
Jeremy's voting Liberal.
It's over, boys. I'm voting Liberal, Jerome.
Oh, come on,
man. Probably voted Liberal anyways, Jerome.
You said it, so.
Oh man.
You don't want him over with that.
There's been rumblings around town that Mr. O'Sullivan was going to make an appearance, but
that was Carl. That was Carl.
Okay.
Sorry, Carl. I'm sorry.
Okay, so we'll put that one to bed. Put that one to bed.
I think Jerome's in Alberta staying safe too.
I'm gonna if I ever make a run out of this town, I'm headed straight west for you guys, man.
Yeah. What a beautiful corner that is. Western Saskatchewan and you. Western Saskatchewan and you guys in Alberta. Beautiful.
Yeah.
For sure. Alberta's my straight point. I'm still Quebec, Alberta, straight thing. I'm not I went to Alberta and wow, is it great. Wow.
They're predicting I can't even remember the number, but they're predicting mass, and it's already happening, mass provincial immigration to Alberta.
Oh yeah.
And most of them so far all come from Ontario.
Yeah.
So
amazing.
So don't forget the Frenchman.
John, maybe I think we're getting close to an hour, so maybe we'll just a few parting thoughts, and we won't take too much more of your time.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on in the morning again. We go
Yeah.
like 9-10 hours a day on that.
Are you
That-
guys down like right in the
Yeah.
inquiry, or are you outside the building, or
It's-
how are you?
No, we're streaming from home because we were outside the building on day one, but it
I
didn't
seen
really
you guys
work
in
out.
the
We-
rain.
Yeah,
Yeah, we got a better setup now. We're there, man.
Right on
We're
side
not afraid to be and exercise our rights, protected by the Bill of Rights, right, and the Charter.
Yeah.
The Bill of Rights, especially. We got to
Yeah.
keep remembering that Bill of Rights is a beautiful thing. And like I was trying to say, you know, we've done amazing things these last 2 years. We've used peaceful noncompliance, like you did with at the Ledge, like we did in Ottawa. We've made a lot of progress, and I just want to say, guys, if you ever flip the table, that's a whole new can of worms. And I just
Yeah.
want to say that with peaceful
Yeah.
noncompliance, Trudeau is facing unpopularity like he's never suffered before.
Yeah.
We're getting progress.
Yeah.
People innocent, people who shouldn't be receiving the consequences they did, like yourself or others, have paid sacrifices, but there's always the martyr. And I'm sorry it was you, but God, am I ever thankful, man? Like we all
It's
owe you a
okay.
debt.
You know, I got the mask off the kids.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what
You
you said.
did.
And
You
you
Well,
did.
did.
Pat
And
and I-
you did
Pat
way
and I
more.
literally
You got
on the way
the
over-
mask off,
And-
the all Canadian to join
We were driving.
everybody together. No, and like everyone. You did something so big, my friend. Wow.
Yeah, we were driving, and we both had children that are graduating, and we both missed their grads, which is heartbreaking for
Right.
both of us. But we said, I said to him, like, I'm not leaving until these masks are off the kids. I said that's my minimum, and he's like, me too. I'm not leaving. He's like, we're probably we even said, we'll probably go to jail for this. I'm like, I don't care. I said,
Yeah.
we both said, yeah.
Some
me
things in
neither.
life, sacrifice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you
that's right.
so
We
much.
sacrificed to do it.
But I
So-
never thought you would have go in jail with the
No.
way you were acting and the way you were organizing everything. And I never thought, I says, it's impossible. For 21 days, we talked to the police. Oh, is there a problem today? No, everything's going well. They were going up, down Wellington, up, down Wellington, up, down. And they did this day in, day out. Some played the phone games on their in their car. At the end, I do not understand why it ended up like this. And to my eyes, I was not thinking about that result. In my eyes, I said, it's impossible. He's going to sit down. He's going to say, okay, we got to try to find an understanding at the end. I was not thinking about
I wish.
everything on our side and
Yeah,
nothing on
that's
their
what we
side.
want.
I was
Think of
thinking
what could have been avoided if they just listened
Yep.
to people a
Yeah.
little bit. But what
you
did they
know,
do? They doubled down and tripled down and quadrupled down and just made a political wall because nothing was worth more than their political stature. Not the fact that millions of Canadians were suffering and crying in the dark with people just telling them, you're this, you're that, you're this ism, you're that ism, you're everything that we don't want. We're not going to validate your suffering. We're not going to validate that our policies are hurting you, that they're taking your job and everything that you've ever had and everything you ever will have. So
Yep.
totally, people going to Ottawa, in my opinion, was the result of that. People were boiling alive.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
I was
And you-
born that day. When I saw a big truck arriving in Ottawa, suddenly I was born. I was finally, I'm alive.
Yeah. Woke you up. Just
And I
like
thank you so
thousands
much
and
for
thousands
it,
of others,
friend.
right? So
I just have this to say to you, and thank you so
Oh,
much.
Let's go.
And let's
go.
be
Get-
clear about one more
Let's
thing.
go,
Okay.
Rico.
This
Last
comment
thing,
right
John.
here,
Last
this
thing,
comment
John.
right here, who says that he thinks that you're taking my words as saying that we're going to back away or back down. That's not what's happening. I've been in Ottawa since the convoy every day here.
Yeah.
This is an atmosphere here. We've got it's a different atmosphere in this city than it is in the rest of the country, and we're operating in that. We have been operating in that, and we've done it the right way. And we're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep going and going and going until people have their freedoms and rights back. We're not
Good.
backing back from anything. We're going to adopt the strategies that work. We're going to exercise our legal, lawful rights, and we're going to maintain our freedoms in this country. We're not going to give them up at any point. There's nobody backing down here. Nobody's
One
ever
step
going
at
to
a
back
time.
down. That's not what we did. People didn't go to jail for other people to back down. That's not what's happening here, and it's never going to happen like that. Nobody's backing
Thanks,
down.
John.
No
One
one's
Tell
step
him,
at
John.
a time, guys.
We're
Let's
going to
go,
do this
let's
the
go.
right way.
Don't run.
We're going to do it the right way.
That's how it is.
Yeah. Exactly.
Let's
Right
go.
on.
All right,
Let's
boys.
go, let's
I
go,
gotta
let's
get-
go.
I gotta
Let's
get
go,
something to
let's
eat.
go, let's
I haven't even
go.
had supper yet, so
Can we get a let's go?
let's go,
Thank you
let's
so
go, let's
much.
go.
Let's go!
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Thanks.
Freedom.
Thank you so much, George.
Have a great night.
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah,
guys.
love you
One of
guys,
the
man.
greatest
Keep it up over there.
personalities. Thank you for having come to talk to us for
Yeah.
that much time. We thank you so much. And
Is this on?
cheers for you.
So where can I go and watch this on?
It's on all our
who's
stuff.
what?
Tasty Chris,
watch us on
Patriot
here. You can
Smoothie,
watch it
YouTube.
on
It's
CPAC.
everywhere.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different places you can watch it from a bunch of different people.
No, but
we
you want
are
to say
No,
where
this
can
live.
we see us.
Hold on.
In the comments. It's just on your guys'
on
wall?
Patriot Smoothie.
Oh yeah, it's on the Facebook post.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can read them all. There's
Okay.
a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Yeah,
of people.
exactly. I'll probably
All
do
right,
that on
thanks so
my
much,
phone.
George.
There you go.
You're the greatest, man.
Okay, you guys.
I love you, man.
I love you guys.
Everybody-
Hey, everyone.
Keep it up
I
over there.
had so much fun with you, Keep it up
I'm
over
ending
there.
it.